Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing okay. I'm on with a flip through tonight of this very orange journal that I've made for a dear friend of mine. She's had to wait a long time for this. Taken me forever to finish it, so I apologise for that. So I have used a digital kit for this one. I happened to do a challenge in a Facebook group that is run by the lovely Linda Israel, and I won the challenge. This was ages ago, like a year or so ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I won a voucher for her store, so I went and had a look, and there are some beautiful digitals there. So I grabbed one, and I'm pretty sure it's called the Outrageously Orange digital kit, and it's made by Linda Israel and Norella Bouchard. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and she is of Calico Collage. So that is the only kit that I've used in here. I just thought the pages were beautiful. Orange isn't a colour I've used a lot of, and although I found a number of book pages and that, the kit really helped me put this together. So it is a book cover that I did cut down, so it had raw edges here, so I've used some bias binding just to neaten off the raw edges there. So I've got some fabric on the front and a little bit of trim that I had, and this picture from the kit journaling card. So I've just done some ruffle on the spine there, and it's just plain on the back. Just embellished it a little bit. I have these are really vintage little pieces that came off of some dancing costume, I think, when I was a child. So going back a fair way, they're definitely vintage. So on the inside, I've used some of the kit pieces as pockets and that. I've used some of the beautiful fabric that I did the ruffle on the outside, on the spine on the inside. This is just a beautiful big book picture that I've backed onto some end book page. And then I cut this bit in the kit page here just to slip a little envelope in. So it's one of my little tea-dyed vintage envelopes that I've made myself. A little stamp on there, and I've just put a little note there to the lovely recipient. And so that just slips in there. So I've added this lace throughout just to add a little bit of laciness. So initially when I thought about making this, it was going to have heaps of lace, but I didn't want to extend the spine, and it's already like a bit bulky for my liking. I like them flat. I think if they're going to be bulky, I like the recipient to do that, not me. But yeah, and it still has heaps of blank pages, so I had to stop putting stuff in it. So yeah, beautiful kit pages on the start of all the signatures, and they are just gorgeous colours. So obviously the recipient likes orange. I'm not sure if she will by the time she's finished with this. It's a bit of an overdose, but I loved making it. It was very different. So pocket from the kit. Had a couple of these. They're little cards that were in a gardening book, and I've just run some ribbon through the holes that were there. And I added some paper on the back so it can be journaled on. Fussy cut flower, so I've got tea-dyed pages in there. This is a book spine from the dust cover, and I've just backed that as well to make it a bit more sturdy, so it's like a bookmark with sort of raffia tie. I have some vintage game pieces, so I put some of them in. They can be written on as well. Something a bit different. I have this to-do list, vintage to-do list, and it's orange and I like it, so I've added a few bits of that throughout. Slip it in. Now I used, not sure if it wasn't Anna Green Gables. I think I've got the cover piece here somewhere anyway, but I've used book pages. You know, you get the vintage books that have all the pictures are done in the same colour, and this one happened to be orange, so I've used bits of that just to collage here and there. Now this tag was it's a bit decrepit, this, but I had to use it because I love the colour, and it's actually a packaging for a tassel that I found in the secondhand store, and I just really loved the colour of it. So I've just covered over where it had words and that and put a botanical picture on there and just backed it with the writing spot. So it's quite eclectic and junky, this one. I'm hoping that my friends don't mind me sending them junk. So, yeah. So beautiful doily that I had that I cut in half and just sewed it onto the page as a pocket. And it has this notepad piece. Now I had this seed packet for some nasturtiums. It was already ripped down the side, so I thought I might as well just open it up and line it so it can be written on. And I just put a little tab there so that you can see that it's to be opened. Now this comes from the kit, beautiful embellishment. This is a tea-dyed orange envelope that I had here. And I just added some of my flower pieces. I have a lot of random bits and pieces, so I just grab whatever and whack it on there. Now, when I tea-dyed this, it made it all sticky again, but you can open it and then close it over and over again. So in there, I've just got a bit of, I think it's scrapbook paper, and I've made a journaling card, put a piece from the kit, some music paper and some words on there that can be written on. So it's really more of a colour theme than anything, this one. Just grabbed everything orange and put it in here. So this is a book page that opens up like that. I think it came from an art book by the looks of it. It's a beautiful picture. That's one of the clusters. Now I do have a video on the clusters, so I will link that down below in case you're interested. And this is a... looks like a notepad, but it's advertising ibuprofen or something. Vintage. I probably found it in one of the books at the shop, but it's orange, so I had to put it in here. So that can be written on, and then it opens up like that and has the tuck spot behind. Bit of touching there. Beautiful pages. So that's the middle page. So this is just from, I think it was this music. It was a page from a music sheet, and I cut this circle out, and I also took some of the words out of it as well, so I have put them onto some end book page to create a little tuck here. And it is a Chelsea Disco Pass Out card, and then just some scrapbook paper. Little journaling spot. So this can be used as a tuck spot there, but I didn't put anything behind that side because I've put something behind this side. But yeah, it must have been My Lady Dainty, the song for the music. So that turned out to be a real nice tuck spot. And in there I have put it a greeting card, so that can be written on. Music paper, some more of this notepad. Just a little embellishment on that page. Then that's the other half of the doily that I wrapped around and sewed on. And that's another half of a greeting card. I love that. Beautiful. And that slips in there. So there's heaps of writing space. One of the embellishments from the kit there that I've just made a little tuck spot. And this is a greeting card as well. And it's a calendula, so I've just cut it down into a little journaling card that fits in there. This is one of the book pages, again with the orange colouring. I've just sewn that on. Has some embellishment. This was from the kit, so I've just collaged it with a bit of music paper. Now, I had a shirt that I got from the op shop that had all this lace on, so I have put bits and pieces in it here just to embellish some of the pages a little bit. It's a little ticket tab, napkin, one of the embellishments. This is just out of a little journal that I bought from the second-hand shop. Beautiful paper in it, so I've taken it apart so I can use the paper and reuse the covers. Little Twinings chamomile tea packet, which makes a nice little pocket, so I can slip the paper behind it, but I can also slip this little tag or bookmark in. So that's from the kit. So yeah, beautiful colours in the kit, and they really helped me bring this to life. If I can open it. Just a bit of material, and in there is some scrapbook paper that I made a journaling card with. This is some of the paper that came from the music page that I did the tuck spot with the circle piece. So I used up all the little bits and pieces from that. Now I'll take this paper clip off, and it's an envelope here, rose envelope. And on the inside, I have put this tarot card, and it's Divine Feminine. I like this because it says, she is ancient wisdom, soothing warmth, gentle comfort, and like a roaring river has the power to move mountains. She lives within you. I just thought that was beautiful saying. There's a little bit of napkin there. So I put that over like that. So this can be used as a tuck spot too, which had this in it, which I'll show you in a minute. I'll just put the paper clip back on. So I made this ages ago. I have a whole heap sitting around here. It's just tea-dyed paper with your music paper over the top, and I've sewed around it. And I just did a bit of stenciling on that for some interest. So that's just a nice little basic journaling card that slips in there. One of the pockets, and a botanical picture that I've backed, and then just added this little piece of bias binding as a little tab. That slips in there nicely. Another botanical picture. One of the pockets from the kit, and one of the little journaling cards. And then behind that is another one of my little cards that came out of the botanical book. It must have had like 3 rows of these cards that you could flip over with your wire binding. So again, I've put some ribbon through the holes for the binding and just backed it. So a bit of stenciling there, and then it's a little paper bag here which I've put some napkin on, and that has this little card from the kit. And then behind is a page out of this book that I have that's called My Mother Always Used to Say. So it's all the little sayings that your mother might have always said, lectured you about really. Like lift up your feet when you walk, you don't want to wear out the ground, that sort of thing. So I thought I'd put that in. Just like the colours. Love this paper. So this is a book cover, and I wanted to put a beautiful red rose in there. I know it's not orange, but it's a special little journal card for the recipient. So that just slips into that little pocket there. It's a magazine page, which I made as the middle page because I like the colours in it. Some more of the book. Actually, did I show? Because as I said, I thought, no, it must be further on that I've put the actual start page so I can tell you what book it was. So a bit of stenciling here, and then this beautiful picture out of a book, and that just flips up so you can write underneath and on the back of the card as well. So some more of that shirt lace. Like this saying, when nothing is sure, everything is possible. Yeah, nothing is sure at the moment, that's for sure, these days. Some more of the book page. Now this is a little pocket that the lovely Pam from Honeybee Crafting sent me a pile of these pockets, unembellished. So I've got stacks of them to use when I want to. So one day I embellished this, and I'm pretty sure there's a video of that as well, so I'll put that down below. So there's a little tuck spot here, which I've put this little game piece in. And then a pocket here that has this, which was a greeting card that I've made into a little journaling card. And then it opens up like that, so there's some writing space there. And then on that side, we've got, I closed it off there so you can't slip anything in that pocket. But there's another journaling card in that side. So I love that little pocket, and it was heaps of fun to embellish. So that just sits over this page. And I hold it on with my paper clip down the bottom here. Beautiful butterfly. Now this is a paper bag that I had, and on the inside there's some note paper. I think it slips in further. Yep, there we go. And then this is out of a book, just a book picture, and behind that is another game card. Lots of space on them to write though. So this is a butterfly that I've cut out of a shirt that has all these butterflies on it. I backed it onto some paper, and then it was easier for me to fussy cut it. So I've just stuck that down with a little saying and some journaling space. There's a video on these, I think, as well. I will check back, and if I can find it, I'll link that. It's a stamp that I bought a while back from Auntie Vera Scrap and Craft, and I wanted to try it out, so I did a bit of watercolour and then stamped it and made a journaling card. Some more of my shirt lace. A bit of the book, again, made into a little pocket that has this. I made a whole heap a while back of journaling cards that have your pianola paper on them. And I just used some of the book picture to embellish that a little bit. And there's a bit more of the my mother always used to say book there. I've made that into a journaling card as well. So they're just sitting there. Little cluster with a stamp and some of the thread that I had lying around here. Botanical Page. That is a stamp off of a cover of a stamp catalogue. So it's very glossy. It's one of the embellishments from the kit, and it holds this little notepad paper, if I can get it out without ruining it. I've got real fumble fingers at the moment. It's beautiful note paper, that. One of my faux stamps. There's probably a video on them as well. I thought there's 2 videos I'll have to link, but now I'm looking through it. There's probably about 5, but yeah, that's a napkin onto some book page onto stamp background. That is the start page of a book called The Philosophy of Albert Hubbard. Yeah, really love the illustration around the outside, so I've just added a book picture, botanical picture, over the writing here, and I think that is beautiful. So there's one of the tuck spots from the kit, and there's the book, 8 Cousins by Louisa May Alcott. Quite a classic, that one. I knew I'd find it one day. So that's the start page of it. So I've made that into a journal card, and I've just put one of the embellishments from the kit on there. So that slips up in there. These are botanical pockets that I made 3 years ago or something that have been sitting around, so it was good to drag one out and use it. So it has some more of my things to do list behind it, and then in the pocket I've got this botanical picture onto a Project Life card as a journaling card. Some of this beautiful paper. Journaling spot, and then a Shirley Barber Fairies card. Thought the colours went quite nicely together there. So this is a dust cover for The Arrows of Desire, a book of essays. So that would have been probably antique, that. So you flip that open, got this little embellishment and another little game piece. Looks like some money from a game. And then behind here is another one of the book pictures as a journaling card. A beautiful pocket from the kit. Lovely butterfly. And I think that is backed onto a cardboard book cover. I made these with the stamp that I got from Auntie Vera's Scrap and Craft as well, and put them onto one of my ticket dies. So that made a nice little belly band. Yeah, I'll just slip this little note paper in. It's another one of my clusters that I made recently with a botanical journaling card and shopping list. I love the, look like marigolds there. That's probably a sunflower, but they look quite similar anyway. So that flips up so you can journal underneath. Then in the back there was a library card in the kit. So I like to put those in the back of the book. And I've just used a bit of scrapbook paper to make a little journaling card here. It fits in there quite snugly. And then this is a vintage handkerchief. So I've tried to make it into an envelope, and I've stuck it to the page here. And I've backed it because it's very, very fine. So I have backed it with some paper just to make it a bit more sturdy and so I could slip things in and out. And then someone gifted me this paper, and it had this beautiful napkin on it. And I must have put a little hole in the napkin accidentally, so I have done a little collage with some of my fabric there. That worked out all right, covered it up nicely. So that's made a beautiful little journaling card that sits inside this little envelope pocket. And then on this page I have a flip up. I made this as well when I did the stamping with Auntie Vera's stamps. I stamped onto this. I think I used oxide, and it had a really weird effect on this paper, which I liked, but you can't see the stamp very well, so I just used it as a background and collaged over the top and turned that into a little notebook. And then behind that there is some Monopoly money. That can be written up. Why not? As I said, I used some junk in this one, but I love it. The colours are just beautiful. And then a little journaling card from the kit. So they just slip in behind there. Then botanical picture, one of the flowers that I got off of the dance costume a long time ago, and some of my scrap fabric there. So that is it. That is my, I don't know what to call it, my netty journal. So I'm not sure exactly what this says. Maybe some syrup, orange syrup or something. Someone will tell me anyway, but yeah, I love it. It's so colourful and so different to make and nice and junky. There's lots of junky bits in there, so that was heaps of fun. So I hope the recipient likes it. And yeah, about time I pack it up and post it off to her finally. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I hope you're getting some crafting done too. So take care, be good, and I will see you again soon. Bye.